Hello, how are you guys doing? This is Laurel with Dabbling Hook. TGIF. I hope you guys are doing well. This has been a week from hell, half of it my own doing. Actually, it started Friday, a week ago. My own doing. I was careless at work and I made an error, and I spent the whole weekend stewing in it and worrying, and it has worked out, thankfully, but it's been a hell of a week, and it's just Murphy's Law or whatever it's called. Things just piled on and barreled through the whole week. But, oh, you're going to hear life noises because Minion 1's over there making noise. Yeah, what was I saying? I forget already. See, that's where it's been. Anyway, welcome to all the new subscribers, and thank you for all you guys who are coming back and watching. I appreciate you, and a huge thank you for everyone who participated in my very first cal. I totally underestimated what it takes to do one of these. All the little things that you forget, like, oh yeah, I'll have a cal. If you're just doing it for fun, but if you're planning on giving anything away or managing it, it's a lot of work, especially when you've got like 10,000 other things on your mind. So, oh, I'm looking over and there's like gaps in my bookcase, and it's just awesome because that means I'm using yarn, even though I bought a little last time. I haven't though this time. So, what are we talking about? I have notes, and it's going to be all over the place, and that's going to be like the theme of things for the time being. I will be looking all over the place because I'm trying this using my phone as a webcam and looking at my computer screen thing and hoping the quality turns out and hopefully the sound turns out. I think it was a little low. And speaking of using that, I did that last time, and when I was starting to edit, I got a weird error, and I thought, well, I didn't really know what it meant. So I kept going and everything looked fine. And I uploaded, and it wasn't until Debbie was like, why is your video so small? I'm like, what are you talking about? It looked fine when I was editing it. I didn't realize it's shrunken. I guess the ratio, the size ratio. It's a lot of work doing videos. Anyway, so hopefully this time I will be back to where it's supposed to be. Hopefully I'll be able to manage the sound, and until I can figure out until I can make a decision on getting a camera and actually making that come to fruition, this is where we're going. So I am using my phone as a webcam. I'm seeing myself on my computer screen and recording it through there. So hopefully that works. I'm having my second cup of tea, or is it my first? I don't know. I had breakfast at afternoon today. So it's been that kind of Friday. So all this long spiel, I hope you guys got a kick out of seeing all the Octos that were made. You guys are awesome. Some of them were like, wow. It is, I guess the word I can find is gratifying to see that something that you created, and you do it one way and you always have little variations in your head, but to like have other people like put their spin on it and go like, oh, it's awesome. So thank you for all you guys who participated. Thank you for everyone who bought a pattern. I appreciate it. You have no idea. I do. And especially after this week, it's been great to see. So thank you. All right. What I'm going to do is show you what the prizes are going to be. They're pretty similar. I did show you the bags last time. So the Instagram winner will get the bag. It's red bag, basically my colors, with my logo inside. And no, this, I think a couple of people had asked, this is not going to be a staple unless I can figure something out where it's cost effective. But this was a gift. Someone gave this to me for my birthday, and I decided what better way than my first cal to share a little bit of it. So that's why this is in there. So yeah. So it's a slightly bigger than my pouch that I sell. So it'll be that. The Facebook winner, and there were 2 people who didn't have Facebook, and they sent me photos. I believe somebody else had said in a comment that they'd sent me a photo that I did not receive. I did respond to the picture that I didn't receive an email. So, and I did check my spam and everything, but 2 other people did, and I added their name to the Facebook list when I did the drawing. But the Facebook person will receive the catch-all tray. So it snaps to form the corners. And I did end up making, 2 sizes. So along with that, I have a mess surrounding me. You have no idea. And you can, this setup makes you see, I think, a little more than you normally see in my videos. Along with that, each one will get a hank of Stitch Studio by Nicole Nouveau. Now this was a, well, I was going to say short-lived, but AC Moore is no longer anyway. But this was their take on a blend. It's mostly acrylic. It is 45% acrylic, 45% polyester, and 10% wool. It's very soft. It's a number 3, but I would wager it's more of a number 2. It's very thin. It's very thin. At least to me, it's very thin. So, and they don't do color, and I mean, he cannot be quiet, so I apologize. Half apologize. It's life. They don't do color names, and it doesn't make a difference to give you a color number because it's no longer around. But each one will receive one. Oh, and they are 492 yards, 449 meters, 150 grams, 5 ounces. So each one will receive. It's shades of, all shades of red going to almost a black red. But yeah, this is it. It's very soft, very drapey. So, all right, so each one will receive one of those. And then each winner will have a choice of a pattern from my Ravelry or a choice of one of my patterns. So let me know if you have Ravelry and you still use Ravelry. I know there's a lot of controversy going on around Ravelry, but I do still have my patterns there. I can either gift it to you through Ravelry so you'll have it in your library, or I can send it to you via email. So you'll have your choice of that. If you already have a few or one or whatever of my patterns and you would rather something else, I will cover $5. So if you pick another pattern, I will pay for it up to $5 value. So, all right. So once again, thank you so very much for participating, for wowing me with your creations. You guys are awesome, and I absolutely love seeing them all. There was one person who did one with the mouth. It was just in the turban, and I don't remember. Maybe I'll put it on screen, but yeah, I love it. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I had an idea of doing another cow, but not anytime. I know there's a lot going on with people doing cows, and I was thinking it would be another amigurumi, but I will wait. I may or may not do that. So one of the things I found that was challenging, I thought I could use the random picker, comment picker to do it, especially on Instagram, but you don't have the ability to do a picker on a hashtag. I think at one point you used to, but you don't anymore. So I guess that's why when people do the giveaways, it's a post and you have to comment on the post and they can pick the names from there. That works, but not just on a hashtag. So I don't know how I do that, but basically I kept track of everybody's names, and if you put it on Instagram, you were on a list, and if you were on Facebook as well and you put it there, you were on that list too, so you had a chance, multiple chances of winning. So thank you again. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. And speaking of those, I did want to show, and I can't remember if I showed this one, or these, but these were some of the last ones that I did. I call these Fleur and Flora. And I had some Karen Simply Soft that I've been using on the machine, the knitting machine, but these two colors were projects that I had ripped back, and they were just balled up in a bag, so I decided to use them, and I did use them. Ooh, and I'm gonna have to go get something else too that I put away. But I think I really like the bigger eyes on them. It just gives them such a doughy, cute look. But yeah, Fleur and Flora, and that's because I did a flower on the top. And the flower, it starts with the flower and then goes right into it. So the flower is not sewn on. It's just part of the, and a couple of people mentioned about during the holidays last year, I did variations or themes on my Octos, mainly obviously this one. And I still have a stitch marker on here. My preferred stitch marker. I never kept track. It's just inspiration would hit and I would just start doing it, and I never kept track of it. So yeah, I don't know if I could recreate it exactly and remember exactly what I did for them, especially the one I did for, what was it? It was the turkey. And I had to massage the wings a little from what I did and trying to get it stuck on. So either way, I didn't keep track. I just did them as the inspiration hit, and same thing with these. But I think I can recreate that, and it's a thought. But yeah, that's them. Okay, and then the last one I did was this. So I've been working on another whip that I will show. I have a scrap blanket. I started, I think it was either in 2019, end of 2019, or sometime last year. I had 2 bags of scrap balls, mostly chunky because that's usually what I work with, especially for craft fairs. Super bulky and chunky. So I'm going through the bag and using it up. I found a scrap ball of mainstay velvet, and I didn't want to put it in the blanket because it would have made that section a little too chunkier than the rest of it. So I made this one instead, and it puffs up in places, but he just looks so grumpy, huh? Probably wondering where all the cold weather's gone. Speaking of, last week we had gorgeous weather, like close to, I think some places got close to 80, but it was definitely in the 60s and 70s last week. Last night it was like 30 degrees. It was so cold last night because your body's already like acclimated to spring and warmer weather coming, and it dropped like 30 degrees in the last couple of days. So it's not been fun. Why I'm in sweatshirt, and well, the hair's like that because the hair's a mess and I just don't care. But yeah, that was the last one I did. And then, so this one had me pulling out all the grays that's covered under here. But I had this skein of, do I have some? What is that? I don't know what I was making, but I just looked over and I don't know what I was doing. I think that's a little bit of it left. I didn't know that was there. So this is Loops and Threads Lovey, and I don't think they still make it. I'm pretty sure I got it off clearance sometime last year when I was still going to Michael's regularly, which I haven't gone to since November regularly. Maybe like once or twice, maybe 3 times since November. But yeah, this is Loops and Threads Lovey. You cannot see stitches in this. I mean, it's completely a feel thing. You have to feel where your stitches are and what you're doing. And I even paired it with a white yarn, thinking it would help. Oh my gosh, it was so difficult. So basically I used one, it was a ginormous ball of Loops and Threads Lovey, and I decided it's just one ball, I need to use it up. I looked over, it was there, and I'm like, I wonder. I started it without the regular yarn, and there was a no-go, and then I added the yarn, and it was still super difficult. But all this to say, I made I guess now looking at it again, it's like the abominable snowman. The fluff nugget, I call it. I had to cut around the eyes because the fluff was just all over. So I had to cut around it so you could see the eyes. And I didn't have big enough eyes that would really make it stand out on here. Anything else would have gotten lost in all this. So these are safety noses that I used. So when I put them on, it just made it look very dark and creepy. So I tried putting in the mouth, and this looks black, but it's a blue. I think it's Karen Simply Soft's Party, and it still just wasn't doing anything. So I just added a little pink just to brighten it up, but he just still looks creepy, or she, or whoever, it looks creepy. But from what I was using, I think I ended up with maybe like a foot of yarn left over, so I just made it. And then the next day I'm like, it just looks too creepy. I need to do something. So a few people have posted their octos with crowns. I'm like, that's it. So this is the what's it? I'm looking at it right now. The Just Yarn from the Dollar Tree, the Premier Just Yarn in, I don't know what it's called. Yellow, sunshine, corn. Those are the names that, I don't know what the color is. And then it just looked too blah. So I had some Karen Simply Soft Party. You could see the sparkle. And I trimmed the top of it in there and the bottom. And the crown, it's a made up pattern. So yeah. Even though he, she, it is creepy, I kind of like it, especially with the crown on. So that was that. So what I'm going to do is insert here the winners, and yeah, I'll be back. Okay, so congratulations, Laverne Mabson, I think is her name. It's Lala's Hookhaven, and Wendy Crossland. So congratulations, guys. Thank you again, all of you, for participating. If you two can send me an email to let me know that you saw this, and Laverne Mabson was the IG winner and Wendy was the Facebook winner. So send me an email and let me know where to send your prizes to. Great. Okay. What is next? My mouth is dry. By the way, I had a late lunch, so I'm stealing like an hour. I worked through my lunch, so I'm stealing an hour to do this. I do want to send out a special thank you and shout out to Priscilla of Distinctive Crochet. She did participate as well. She was also a tester for me too. But she did a little giveaway. She showed off the ones she made, and then she did a giveaway, which she totally didn't have to, for the Octo, and just out of nowhere. And I was really surprised to see that. So thank you again. She is a very kind and generous and supportive person. She's always out there supporting everyone, you know, always shouting out this person and that person. And in the beginning, I had said to her, and I told her I hope she'd taken it as a compliment, that she reminded me of Kim, of Classy Kim. And both of them do the same thing. They're always shouting out channels, and, you know, Kim, Priscilla isn't on the socials, but Kim has her group, and she's always putting, if somebody new is out there or is trying to get people up to a certain subscriber level, she always has that out there. So thank you, Priscilla. And the other person I like to thank as well is Miss Angie of Love in Every Stitch by RubyBaby. If you guys don't know, she got interviewed by, and I'm going to get this wrong, I will probably have to put it on the screen, a boss something somebody who does interviews. I didn't get a chance to see much of it, but I was listening because I was in the middle of, you know, my work fiasco, working late, trying to fix what I did. But I did listen in a lot, and so I sent her a note and said, hey, you did great. I didn't see a lot of it, but I listened. And she asked if I saw my hat, and I'm like, no. So she, on her interview, showed my hat that she was testing for me. So I really appreciate that as well. You are awesome. All you guys are awesome, but especially to you two ladies, thank you very much. All right. Oh, and I hope you guys get a chance to see it. I think Angie put a link, a short little video on her channel with a link to where that was going to be. So go take a look and a listen. All right. What else? What else? What else? Trying to go by my notes because I know I'm going to forget things. I'll be right back. I need to go get some stuff that I need to show you. Okay. All right, I'm back. And so this was my, I had a busy week last week while I was in Boston as well. And I'm getting ready to go tomorrow, back again tomorrow. But I hadn't been using the machine a lot because just life and stuff. But last week I decided to use up again Caron Simply Soft. Used to be one of my go-to yarns, not anymore, but I did have quite a bit of a stash of it. So I'm using it, hoping that maybe this fall we'll have some craft fairs. I did get an email from one of them. I think they usually have it in, I want to say it's in September, but I haven't decided yet. I haven't even responded, but so I'm hoping these will work during craft fair season if we ever get back there. But what I did, I mentioned this yarn, these two colors. So what I did, I made headbands. I used the 40 pin that was gifted to me by a little birdie. So out of the green, I had this left. So I think this was 80 and this was 90 rows. So you might hear screaming, Minion won in his games. So I made two sizes in that one, and then two of these. For some reason this colorway feels lighter and thinner than this one. And you know that I guess the dyes sometimes affect the texture, the consistency of the yarns. You know that with Red Heart, right? A lot of the variegated yarns are just so rough. And then I had a little bit of this. I made my first pair of knitted mittens with this colorway, and that's what was left out of that. And before I was doing and I still do, I was doing the closure. Oh, good Lord. You might see me dash off this video and just go strangle him. But yeah, now I'm just cinching and doing this version as well. So I'll have options. And then, of course, I can't do stuff without doing a little latte action. So yeah, I had this cake of latte in my bag that I go to Boston with for like almost a month now. So I finally do something with it. So we did 1, 2, and 3. I love how this is. It just has the little peekaboo in the middle. That's just the way it ended. So yeah, 3 lattes, and then it's just so soft. What I have left of yarns, I did this. I had a little bit of this, I think it's the autumn red, and I think I have one more skein left. And then this was the rest of the pink from the Octos. So this will be in the donation pile, and the inside is red. So one side will be like this, and then one side will be that. So if I cuffed it this way, you'll have, excuse me, all red with a little pink peeking. So yeah, that is knitting machine land. And I think I did that all in like a day and I felt it. All right. The other amigurumi I did, oops, was I've been wanting to make a bunny and I don't know why. I'm guessing it's spring, Easter. It's just on the mind. But I specifically wanted to do one that was out of Edward's Menagerie because they make theirs in wool and they make it very floppy. They don't overstuff it, and that's been on my mind. And then Angelia has been doing a floppy bunny as well. But I like the Edward's Menagerie one, except I would change the facial features a little, you know, add a little brightness to it. They look a little sad, I think. But anyway, I didn't go that route. I did when I bought the Sprightly yarn. It is, it's a wool acrylic, mostly acrylic blend. And I'm pretty sure it's basically the Woolies, just renamed, rebranded. But what I did make instead is a bunny by Inayas Toybox. She's on, I'll put her link to her channel below. She is on here on, I was going to say Facebook. She's on YouTube. She's on Instagram too, I'm pretty sure. But she does amigurumi, but she does the dolls that are just the little stitches and the little parts and all that. Oh, God bless you. It's just, they're gorgeous. They're intricate. It's like a lot of work and detail, but it's a little much for my man hands. You know, it's, yeah, I would cramp up. But she has a pattern called the Stripey Bunny. I don't like doing stripies because that means it's a lot of color changing, and I don't like that. It's just a lazy crafter in me. But what I did instead, I used a Sprightly yarn, and I made, he's been put away. I should have put his ears a little closer, but they're a little far. I should have done that. But this is him. His hip, he got a little lopsided. I think when I was joining the legs, I did something wrong, and because one leg is slightly longer than the other. But oh well. We're not perfect. One side of our body is a little lopsided, a little different than the other, so he's normal. And when I did the photo, I'd forgotten to put his tail on. I wish I had brushed this out to make it fluffy, which I probably still could, but I don't want to risk snagging. But I did end up putting his tail back on. So yeah. And she had the stitched on nose, but this is the safety nose I used on this for the eyes instead. So I put that instead, and I wanted to give him a smile, and I just did that. I'm not too thrilled with that, but I'm trying to live with it to not over fuss about things. So yeah, I like the long ears because it's awesome for a kid to be able to grab this and just, you know, the legs and the arms and the limbs are long enough that they can do that with either one. So a smaller kid with smaller hands could grab these easily, and then as they grow, it's bigger. And I'm sure you're hearing the yelling. Good Lord. Okay. What else? The other thing I did, I'm going to just bring the whole head over. This is another copy from Angie. And she was posting her videos. I'm like, where did you get that head from? Because when I was buying mine, they did not have her around. And the ones I have been through all my craft fairs, and they are quite bruised and battered. Noses dented, little nicks all over. So she's like, yeah, it's on, I think, Amazon. So she's serious. But I'm pretty sure I'd shown this as well. But just another headband on the machine. But what I brought her over for, she's holding. This was my entry into Setta's calendar cow. And I will put a picture up of what it's supposed to look like, or the inspiration picture. But this was it. And this is latte cake, of course. And then this part is, I have a bunch of it there. Heartland. Whoops. When they were having the 10 for 10 or whatever they were having at the time, I bought 10. And I was meaning to do a sweater, and it hasn't happened. But those are the two colors. I may have a little blip in the recording because I think my the whole connection that I do with my phone, and it's connected to your Wi-Fi. So if there's a glitch, and of course they're gaming, so it may have glitched. But anyway, that's it. Close a look. Oh, look at that. It's just so soft. And Heartland is just, it's really good acrylic. I think it's a step up of Karen Simply Soft because I think it feels a little nicer. It drapes a little nicer too. But anyway, that's that. Her neck's getting cold because it's cold in here. Okay, I think, let me, excuse me as I grab my fallen book, and I think that is all. There was one other thing. Actually, I do still have to show the whip. So I was chatting with Classy Kim, I think it was a couple of weeks back. Oh, I got a snag. About something, and then she, you know, before we were done, she asked about, I think she was talking about the poncho and the happy colors and everything. And she asked about washing and how it holds up. And I'm like, you know, I haven't washed anything I've made with that yet, but I had planned on washing this. So I told her I'd let her know, because I guess she's heard that other people say it comes unraveled. The plies come unravel. I had no problem with it. It feels so nice. Even after wash, it's like nice and plump. What I did, I threw it in a good size garment bag and tied it up and threw it in the wash with my regular load. I threw it in a dryer with my regular load. I wash on tap cold setting. I almost never do the hot. I do that for sheets and towels and stuff. But for regular clothes, I just do the tap cold setting. And then it went in the regular drying cycle. Ladies having a walk, enjoying it, I guess, because they're laughing quite loud. But yeah, no issues in the wash or the dryer as far as I can tell. There's a snag on the inside, but that was way before I washed it. So that was something that happened before that. So yeah, no problem. And it still feels great. That's that. What else? My whip, my one active whip that I have right now that I was trying really hard to finish. Like I said, I mentioned about the scraps. And pardon me again. This blanket, this will be my 5th scrap blanket. There's one at my mom's. My sister has one. There are 2 here. There's one I gave somewhere else. This is my 5th or 6th scrap blanket in the last 2 or 3 years. So this is like a big TJ Maxx shopping bag. It's a pretty big one, reusable bag. And then I also have this, no idea where I got this, but just this tote, cotton tote, full of scraps. And they were like Woolies Thick and Quick type scraps in there. This is the, what do you call it? Blanket yarn. I don't know if this was blanket yarn or one of the other versions. Feels a little thinner. But anyway, the blanket type yarn. Those are the types of scraps that are in there. So I've been using that and then putting 3 to 4 strands of worsted, DK, whatever. Enough where I thought that it was up to like the super bulky or bigger weight. And I've been making a scrap blanket. I will put in a picture that I took yesterday. It is 6 feet tall by 5 feet wide. It'll be about when it's done. 18-year-old, anybody want? I don't. He's never, from the time he was born, known the meaning of quiet. It's amazing that it's never changed. Anyway, the other one, who's quiet, like you would talk to him and he would put his head down when he was little. He's like a mole in his room. It's just so different. Kids who are inseparable as like when they were little, now they're like mortal enemies, almost teenagers, you know. But anyway, all this to say, it's huge. and it weighs almost 10 pounds. Like, I'm not done yet. I have a little bit left to go. I was hoping to finish it last night, but you know, I worked late. But I have this much from here to here left to do. And that should go pretty quickly. And I think I will have enough, maybe not, to finish. If I don't, I will find scraps or oddballs somewhere. I have this and a couple of little things, and I'm sure I have a ball or two of something sitting around that I can use, and then all my scraps will be gone, at least for now. But yeah, that's what I try to do, is after craft fair season, use up all the scraps. What I started, and then, you know, you get caught up in doing something else, and then it gets put away and out of sight, out of mind. I see another half scrap ball of I'm pretty sure that was from Hobby Lobby with a wool blend. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure I have scraps around somewhere that I will find to finish it, and if not, yep, I see two more. I see another partial skein of Woolly Stick and Quick, another one. Yep, I got scraps around. But yeah, I will have enough to finish that. But you know, I love color, but when I took the picture, what drew me in was this marled area here. I don't know what it is about it, but here I had a pretty consistent, I think it was gray and black yarn that I held throughout for a while. So it was pretty consistent with all the other colors. So I love how that came out. It's very serene and calm and all that. You know what this section was? This was from the colors here. The peach, the blue, the yellow, and the green. When my nephew was born, or when my sister was pregnant, I started a blanket for him holding 2 strands of Karen Simply Soft. And about a third of the way through, like, this is getting really heavy. You know, it just didn't feel like a baby blanket. So I pivoted and I ended up doing a Jacob's Ladder. And I had what I had started still, and it's been sitting there. He is, what year is this? He's 9 years old this year. And I just finished using it, I think, last year. But anyway, there are all the colors in here. I mean, just, and again, colors you never think would go together, but, you know, mash them all together and it opens up like a whole new world. Look at that. It's just, this is like moody and dark, and then you go into the bright and light, and love it. Come get him, please. There's even t-shirt yarn in here, so it's got like texture, all kinds of textures. This part is like kind of rough. Ooh, look, stitch marker. So yeah, that's my active whip. I'm hoping to get done before I go to Boston tomorrow, just so it's done. I think I did bring with me this stash of shells Cal from 2 years ago, I think, that I'm hoping to finish. Oh, look, another ball. This was yarn that Pam of Pam's Crochet Knit had sent to me to make a hat, and there was a lot left over, so this might go in there as well. Oh yeah, there's always a ball somewhere, even though I try to corral it. So yeah, I think, let me check my notebook, which, oh, I think I got everything. Oh, one more, my Columbo moment. Remember that? One more thing. So, I do have another pattern coming out, and I'm hoping to get that out next week, sometime next week. Not hoping. I will get it out sometime next week. I need to put it out there. My hat, that I have still not finalized the name, but of course I will have to in order to get it out there next week. But, and I do realize, I just realized I need to take pictures for the pattern. But I guess I could call it I Love Texture hat. So I need to take pictures. These are some of the prototypes I had done, but they will be good for the photo. So that is coming up. Stay tuned sometime next week for that to go out. Probably later in the week. That way I can start the sale, go through the weekend and the next week, blah, 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 and all that good stuff. But I need to finish up. I had to put it aside to deal with my my screw up at work that I had to finish, that I still need to finish fixing. So on that note, again, thank you so much for participating. For anyone who's purchased a bag, everything is out, and I know some have been received. So I think I have 2 more pouches and 1 of the Christmas bags left, but I don't have an ETA of when I will do another sewing because life. But that is all. Oh, and the torture is rising. It used to come up, and lately now it like starts at my neck, and it concentrates around my forehead and my ears, and it's just anyway. I need to go cool off and go back to work. I will talk to you guys later, and have a great weekend. I think next week's supposed to be nice, so I will talk to you guys. Bye.